about that Bill Keane comic strip called The Family Circus? Yeah. Remember The Family Circus? Well, this one's appropriate for today. The father rests his glasses on top of his head. And one of the kids said, "Daddy, are your glasses up there so you can see your ideas better?" Well, we're going to do something much greater than seeing better through our glasses. We are going to really catch a vision more clearly by being able to see what it is in our divine nature, what God in us wants for us, how God wants to show up as us, and that's called the visioning process. So we're going to go from the human condition, or I should say the mental science condition of visualizing, which is when we tell God what it is we want, to visioning, where we catch the Spirit's idea of what the Spirit wants. You can't hear me?
Does it sound like your mic is on?
My mic's on.
Yeah, it sounds.
There's a great hearing doctor. No. I just got a notice from mine, so okay. That was a plant. He did that on purpose. Okay. Okay, so we're going to shift from, because we know at Unity Santa Fe shift happens, we're going to shift from visualizing to visioning. And so what is the visioning process? How many of you have heard of Michael Beckwith? Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith, almost everybody in this room. He is a force of nature in the New Thought movement. He is the founder of the Agape International Spiritual Center, which has like 9,000 members or something like that. He's a part of the founding board of the Association for Global New Thought and the Gandhi King Season for Nonviolence. He's just somebody who catches the vision and puts feet on it. And so he developed this process or used this process, which I really think was around before him, but he brought it to a whole new level. And he used the visioning process to catch the vision for a group of people, just I think, I don't know, 5 people, 9 people at this group, and they caught the vision for the Agape International Spiritual Center, and the rest is history. Since then, he's taught this. He's taught it at Unity Ministries. He's taught it at Centers for Spiritual Living. He's taught it through Mind Valley, if you know that program online. He's taught it through Sounds True. He's written books on it. He's been on Oprah. He was in The Secret. Okay? So this guy, Michael Beckwith, really has brought this wonderful, what he calls spiritual technology, to the masses. And so just in case you haven't ever heard of it before, or don't know quite how to do it, that's what I'm focusing on today. Because as I've been saying, this Sunday message, I don't want it ever to be just about information. I want it to be about transformation. And guess what? In order for it to transform your life, what do you think has to happen? Well, always prayer and meditation, but practice. We got to practice it. We just can't go home and say, "Oh, I talked about," or Brendalyn talked about this great idea, and sit on it. We've got to actually put feet on it in order for it to transform our lives. So, why do we want to do it? Well, the reason we want to do it is because it really gets our human ego and personality out of the way so that we can catch a much greater vision. A vision that is beyond what I think I can humanly do. A vision beyond what you think you can humanly do, especially of ourselves. We have to, Bruce Wilkerson in the Prayer of Jabez, his mentor said, we have to dare to dream so grand that failure is guaranteed. Unless
God steps in.
God steps in. okay? If we just say, oh, well, I want to go do this, you know, my little ego, I want to do this and whatever, we're limiting what the universe says we can do, what we can have, who we can be. So vision is a way to catch that grander vision. I like to call it a divine vision. It may be an idea. It may be an idea of yourself. It may be an idea for your life. It may be an idea for Unity Santa Fe. It could be any of those things. There's no limit to the kind of vision we can catch. And it really is, in my opinion, a mystical process rather than just a metaphysical mental science process. Because we are going beyond what we can think of from our head to go into that heart, and we use the heart map that I talked about last week. We can use heart map to help us catch that vision. And I think that we all can, you know, we all have ideas about what we want. I know I do. I have ideas about what I want. And it's really about what I think I want. But if I could just say, you know, this or something better. If I could say, is this what the universe wants for me? Or is this just what little Brendalyn wants for me? We want to take it to that deeper level. So it's about learning how to be quiet and to listen to what wants to happen rather than actively figuring out what we want to happen. But what in us wants to happen. Okay, isn't that more exciting? I just think that's so much more exciting. So, why? Why would we want to do this visioning process? Why would we want to use this transformative tool? Any ideas? Yes, Karen.
To change the world one person at a time, beginning with me.
Yes! Change the world one person at a time, beginning with me. What a great idea! That's exactly. Anybody else? That's hard to talk, but, you know. Anybody else? Why would you want to do that? What's in it for you?
To connect it to your purpose.
To connect with our purpose.
And to manifest for ourselves.
And to manifest for ourselves. Not what we want, but what the universe wants.
Go on a grand adventure.
To go on a grand adventure. Yes. Yes. And what would that look like? You know, I walk the dogs every morning, and so this morning when I'm walking my pups, I thought, oh, I should do the visioning process for today's message. What a novel idea. I never thought of doing it. You know, we don't have to do it for this most grand idea that's ever been. We can do it for every little thing, you know? I'm going to the market today. You know, what does that look like? How would Spirit like for me to show up? I'm not going to the market, as they say in the Course of Miracles, just to buy bananas. Okay? I'm going to the market to make a difference in the world. Isn't that a much bigger vision? To go to the market to transform lives one person at a time, beginning with me? Cool. So it's really nothing short of transformation. That's what's in it for us, if we'll do it. It's really consciously connecting with our divine nature and our God self, our Christ self. It's learning how to do this divine visioning, and then confidently knowing the what. And visioning isn't about how-to, by the way. The process itself isn't about how do I do this. The process is about catching the what. The vision is the what is it that wants to show up. How does God want to show up in my life as me in the world? Okay? Once we catch the what, we have to let go of that tendency we have to sit down and figure it out. Because we're going right back into the limitation, right? We're going right back into the limitation if I've got to figure it out. I don't know how to do this stuff, but there's a part of me that does. And if I can shut up long enough to tap into that place of my divine nature and have put on God's ears and God's eyes, wow, what a difference that makes. So we've used the visioning process here at Unity Santa Fe on many occasions. When we were at the Women's Club, we caught a vision. We didn't even know about the visioning process, but we caught a vision of having our own building, our own place, 24/7. And here it is, you know, like a year or so later, we found this place and we transformed it. And a few weeks ago, we paid it off. Yes! We caught a vision, in fact, it came through Edwene Gaines, those of you who know Edwene, and she said, there's no place here for my babies. Where's the kids going to be? And we now have the bell tower and the classroom area. And it's not only being there to support our kids, but the Montessori Journey School that is there, being blessed by that vision. We used to do this at every board meeting. We would take a whole half hour and do a visioning process. And at some point, people wanted shorter board meetings, and guess what got cut? You know, why catch God's vision when you can read the minutes? When you can look at the financials, you know? Why take the time to vision? But we have made a commitment that we're going to start doing it at our mission-centered partnership the first Saturday of every month. Yes. Okay, so I want to just tell you the steps in a nutshell. You have a handout. I think it's yellow in your, yes, Drew's already taking notes on it. So you have a handout, but you know, I just wanted you to know that so you didn't think you had to write all these down. But basically, the steps are that we enter into a meditative process. That's where the heart math comes in. To me, I use heart math to go into that place of generating a feeling tone of love. And then we ask for Spirit's vision. We catch the vision, God's highest vision for whatever it is we're visioning for. Are we visioning, what's God's vision for my life? Or what's God's vision for today's Sunday message? What's God's vision for, you know, my trip to visit my mother-in-law? You know? What's God's vision? Because I guarantee you it'll be greater than what we have in our mind. And again, we catch the what. We don't worry about the how at this point. And we don't ever worry about the how. But we catch the what, and then I call it catch the be. What must I become in order to empower this vision? What must I become? Okay, and then we go to catch the release. What is it I need to let go of in order for this vision to come through? Maybe it's what do I need to let go of that no longer serves me? And it sometimes means people, or at least their opinions. Do I need to let go of lack consciousness? Do I need to let go of a belief that's not serving me? Okay, a belief that I can't do it. And then we have to catch the embrace. What must I be willing to receive? Wow, that's a new one, right? We're always looking at what we can give, but what is it I need to receive, to accept? You know, is it love? Is it financial freedom? Is it letting go of lack consciousness? Is it peace of mind? What must I be willing to receive? And then we step into willingness. We pray out with a step on willingness to get to that yes, yes. And then to step into gratitude and thanksgiving, giving thanks in advance. That I don't know how, but I know what. And if I focus on the what, the how will be revealed to me. But I'm not going to make it happen. I'm not going to figure it out. I'm not going to do all that efforting. But once I get the idea of what is mine to do, I'm going to put feet on it. So, and then in the visioning process, some people take notes. They take notes at each step of the process. I need to do it that way. That just works for me. Some people want to just stay in that sacred space and catch it all, and then maybe capture it all at once after the whole process is over. So I was reading a Daily Word article that one of my colleagues, Reverend Greg Barrett, wrote. And he tells a story about a close friend of his who was a middle school teacher. And there were several things that happened that really made him question whether or not he was cut out for this work. So, and he had these 5 particular students that were really just not getting it at all. So he had heard this concept. He didn't call it visioning, but to me it's a shorter version we can use real quickly. And what he did is he relaxed and he asked himself, what's in this for me? Kind of an unusual question when you're faced with a challenge, right? But what's in this for me? Not against me, not what's in here against me, which is what most of us do, right? But what's in this for me? And what happened was he got this vision that made no sense, and that's very important in the visioning process. Don't worry about whether the vision makes sense. Just go with it. And he got this vision of walking with these 5 boys up a nearby mountain trail. It made absolutely no sense to him, but he thought, what the heck, I'll give it a try. He felt he didn't have anything to lose, so why not? So he told the boys that they were special students with unique potential, and that he thought it might be great to take the hike together on a Saturday and just talk about how they could best tap into that potential. And after spending that special day together, the boys shifted their perspective. And they did it in such a way that their grades soared and they blossomed. And this experience gave new energy and life to his teaching. You know, he felt like he was really making a difference. It renewed his sense of commitment to teaching. And after several years of leading these hikes with his most difficult students, and seeing the turnarounds, the differences that made, even the school superintendent 10 years later joined the group and hiked with those special students. So to me, when I read that story, I thought, that he caught a vision. You know, he caught a vision. He didn't quite know what it meant, but he went with it, and then more unfolded as he went with the vision. So I'm going to briefly do a real brief version of visioning today as a meditation. But if any of you would like to come Wednesday night at 6:30, it's not in the bulletin, I just came up with it. I caught the vision on Wednesday night to do a question and answer, some talking about what this means, and also to do a longer visioning process. We'll still be out of here in an hour and a half Wednesday night, not today, Wednesday night. So if this sparked your interest and you'd like to know more, this would be the place to be. We'll be in the community room on Wednesday night at 6:30. So we know always the how-to is prayer and meditation, and that's certainly the way the visioning process starts. So I want to, like I said, I'll lead you in that. But then there's some other things. We're gonna turn within, but then we're gonna rely, and we're just gonna trust whatever comes to us when we ask the question of what's your vision. And then we can do this like during the day. You're walking around or whatever, something happens and you can say, what's in it for me? What's in this situation for me? And just take a few moments to be silent and see what comes to you. You've got your visioning handout so you can practice on your own. And come on Wednesday night to do it with the group. So I celebrate that as a result of today's message, that you say, yes, yes, I am willing to practice this visioning process that has been proven effective over and over and over again. I'm willing for my life to be transformed, okay? I'm willing to see things bigger, okay? And that with that tool, that transformative tool of visioning, the visioning process, that you and I will be catching grand visions, divine visions, and we'll be willing to put feet on them where the rubber meets the road. So let's begin doing that right now in a shared time, a sacred time of shared prayer. And so I invite you to just exhale. And then allow your breathing to find its own rhythm and pace. I invite you to breathe as if you're breathing through the heart. And allow a feeling tone of absolutely, total and complete, unconditional love to permeate your being. If it helps, you can remember a time when you experienced unconditional love, maybe from a grandparent or from a pet. If you're really lucky, from your partner. And just feel that feeling. Not just in your heart, not just in your mind, but in every cell and atom of your being. And then just silently ask the question, God, my divine nature, what is your highest vision or idea for whatever it is you want to catch a vision for? It could be your life, your relationship, your next step in the process. What is the universe's idea of itself for whatever it is that I'm seeking a vision for? Just catch that vision. And having caught this vision, catch the bee. What must I be? What must I become in order to empower this vision? What must I be in order to manifest what I am now seeing, sensing, hearing of this magnificent vision? What must I be? And in order to make room for what it is I have to be, ask yourself, what is it I have to release? Catch the release. What do I need to let go of that no longer serves me? What limited thoughts or ways of being do I need to let go of that do not serve me or serve this vision? It may be people, it may be situations. Catch the release. And now catch the embrace. What must I embrace? What must I be willing to receive? What must I accept? Or maybe what gift or gifts do I already have that are to be shared? What talent, skills, knowledge is mine to embrace and apply towards this magnificent vision? And then catch the anything else. Is there something else, any other information I need to know in this moment in order to bring this magnificent vision into manifestation? Is there anything else I need to know? So having caught this magnificent vision, having caught the be and the release and the embrace and anything else, I invite you to step into willingness. Just get in tune with the vibration, the frequency of willingness. Ask yourself, am I really willing to become what is necessary, to release what is necessary, to embrace what is necessary? Am I really willing to do what is necessary? Michael Beckwith calls this activating the sacred yes within. So right now, activate the sacred yes within in the silence. As we gently bring our attention back to this time and place, we now catch the thanksgiving, the gratitude. Silently, I invite you to say, thank you, divine visioner, divine nature. Thank you, God within me. That as I center myself in the indwelling feeling tone of love, I catch your vision, the highest and best for me. Thank you for the willingness to say yes to it, and to the willingness to do what is mine to do to bring it into manifestation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That it is so, and so it is, and so I am.